All right, everyone. So Russell Talk put out an article talking about nine. This is the title: nine returns at WWE SmackDown premiere on USA Network. So this is taking place Friday. They're premiering on USA, and so these are nine potential returns for this SmackDown. So the first one is Jimmy Uso. So we're going to go through the whole list and we'll give our thoughts and if we think it's good, bad, can happen, regardless. So Jimmy Uso, this is one that could happen. Obviously, WWE is going to continue to push this bloodline storyline forward. And Jimmy Uso will be a big part of that, I believe, because I think they're going to try to make the two different bloodlines and then at the end set up Rock versus Roman. So having him return tonight would definitely add some flair and some, you know, just people will be excited about it. It will be a good addition to the SmackDown card, and I think they're going to try to make something big. So I could certainly see that happen. Rikishi's already said that he's expected to come back soon, so maybe this is the place he comes back. AJ Styles, that's this next one they have. Could definitely see AJ Styles returning. It's not like he's been gone for a while, but certainly he's been gone for some time here. And so, AJ Styles, big name, is exciting, and I think fans would get pumped about it. And if they were going to tell these guys, hey, return by this date, they would try to bring them all back right now. Jimmy Uso, AJ Styles both make a ton of sense. Next one, Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, this is the one I think maybe above all of them. I don't know if the likelihood is there, but certainly he'd be a great return. I love his entrance. The fans love his entrance, and I think he's one of those guys who isn't going to be a main eventer, but you need people like Shinsuke that just kind of keep the card fresh. They keep the card entertaining. They make the beginning of the show and the middle of the show worth watching. And obviously he main events some of them too, but I think he's just one of those guys that every wrestling company needs because you need someone that the fans love that you could put at any point in the card and they're going to get a reaction. So I could see it. Not entirely sure. But I could see it. Alexa Bliss is the next one. Look, I honestly, to be completely honest, I have no clue about this one. I don't know if this is something that might happen. I don't know which kind of storyline they would put her in. She's a big name, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything that this is something that could happen. So I don't know. I mean, it would be cool, right? The more the merrier. There's the way I look at it because WWE wants to make headlines, right? They want this premiere episode to be like, this is the future, this is what we're doing now. And they want to bring in all of those people who maybe haven't heard of wrestling or aren't that into it. They want to put the best show that they can, and having these kind of returns and seeing the audience get hyped and crazy and all of that, I think would go a long way. The next one they have on the list is Randy Orton. Now obviously Randy Orton hasn't really been gone. This is almost no time, but will he be on the show? I would hope so, because once again, he's one of those guys you could put him at any point in the card. You can have him in any rivalry you want, and the fans are going to love, love, love everything about him. So could see that one for sure. Becky Lynch. This one was shocking. I haven't heard anything about this. There's been no signal that Becky Lynch is ready to come back or that she signed a deal with WWE or anything like that. But they put her on the list, and it would be shocking. I think I said this when Becky Lynch was basically done, and she's like, all right, I'm going to take a break for a little while. This is the best thing that Becky Lynch could have done for her character, because as with all characters, it's not that they're not as good or it's like, oh, it stinks now or anything like that. But, the fans, they see all the time. You've been on top for so long. You just take a little bit of a break, let the fans kind of miss you a little bit, and then you come back and you're going to get all that love and attention again. And I think Becky Lynch is one of those people who this break is not only perfect for her to get just, to feel good about going back into the wrestling business and take a little break as everybody needs, but I think it's good for the fans because now when she does return, the fans are going to be so excited to see her. And I think this is just going to be perfect, all around. The next one they have on the list is Charlotte Flair. Now, this one, we know she's returning sometime soon. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but I know she's returning sometime soon. The only thing is, I don't think that Charlotte Flair is going to be a surprise return. I think she's going to be one where they go, we're announcing Charlotte Flair's returning. She's going to talk on this day. But at the same time, could I see her music hit out of nowhere and her come out? Yes, but I do think they're going to probably announce this more than having it become a surprise one. But once again, I could look like an idiot, right? This could be the case where they next, tomorrow, boom, she's there. So this one may not be on the premiere episode. She will be returning to WWE very, very soon, within the next few months. The next one is Roman Reigns. Now, this one is a guarantee. Out of everybody on this list, this one's a guarantee. He's on the promotional material. They took him off, they put him back on. So I think that means he's like a 99.9% chance of returning. Don't entirely know, but I do think that there is a high likelihood of him returning. And then the final one, this is the one they have on number one, is The Rock. Now, here's the weird thing about The Rock. And we're going to have a little bit of spoilers here. I mean, I guess it's not technically spoilers, but it's like spoilers. There are rumors that could end up being spoilers. So if you don't want anything spoiled and you really don't even want to know any of the inside stuff or anything like that, turn off the video now, because we're going to do a little bit of rumor mill stuff and they might end up being true. So I don't want to spoil it if you don't want it. So 1, 2, 3. All right, we're going to get into it. So it looks like The Rock is set to face Cody Rhodes at this year's WrestleMania. Now remember, not only could this report that we read, I forgot where it was from, but not only could it not be true just on the face of it, but it also could be a thing where it's true today and not true tomorrow, right? It's something that changes. So keep that in mind. But the plan right now is The Rock versus Cody Rhodes. And the reason they're doing this is because they want to have Rock versus Roman in 2 years. And I also think they want to get Cody another good rival. I think they realize, wait a minute, Rock versus Cody would be a big deal. Let's try to get that done while he has the title. So here's where I'm a little confused about how they're going to play the card that is The Rock. How are they going to play the final boss? Is, on one hand, you kind of want The Rock's return to be a little bit of a surprise. Like, when The Rock is facing Roman, you want it to be Roman wins or Roman loses, and either Roman wins and then The Rock comes out of nowhere and, that sets up the challenge moving forward, or Roman loses and it's because of The Rock. You kind of want that to be a surprise. You don't need it to be the surprise for Cody Rhodes necessarily, but you do need it to be a surprise with Roman. So I don't know how they're going to play this. I feel like they might have used The Rock as promotional material too for this. Like, I think they would have said The Rock's returning. I think like at a pay-per-view, could The Rock return out of nowhere? Yes, but I think if it's happening on TV, if it's happening on SmackDown, I think they would have said something. But I don't know. Like I said, I really, to me, it seemed pretty clear where they were heading, right? They're the two bloodlines. Roman wins, and then The Rock comes and is like, actually, I'm the head of the I'm the head of the table. I'm the head of the bloodline. I'm the final boss. But with the news now that they want to kind of make it Cody and Rock at WrestleMania, and then wait a year to do the big one, right? To do the one between the two, Roman and Rock. Now we're kind of in this situation where, okay, we got to buy a little bit of time before we get to that. And it makes sense because you don't want to rush what is going to be one of the best storylines, hopefully, ever told, right? Which is this Rock versus Roman lead up to a WrestleMania match. I mean, this is going to be a match that has been in the making for years to come. So you want to make sure that you deliver on that. And so by having it at the WrestleMania after Cody, what you're doing is you're setting up an entire year for you to tell that story. If you do Rock versus Roman now, you're going to have, 6 months maybe a little bit more, but 6 months to tell the story. And I think they want to make sure that they get the most out of the Roman Reigns story now, and that they get the most out of, this version of the bloodline, and then they could tell that big story to kind of cap the whole thing off. So I could see The Rock returning. It would be a big return. I just have a feeling they would have been like, yeah, Rock's going to be showing up today. I think he's more of a surprise guest on the pay-per-view and not necessarily a surprise guest on SmackDown, I guess, or a surprise appearance. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.